Hello guys, you're welcome to today's class. This is Auntie Anna, and on today's craft class we are going to be rebranding our old textbook and give it a new look. We're going to be wrapping or binding our textbook or notebook with the Ankara print fabric. The Ankara print fabric. All right, so just as you have seen in the video, this is what we are going to be doing. This is what I have done previously, and I'm going to teach you how I did this. Guys, it is very simple and easy to do, and it's fun as well. So come along with me and let's make this together. Okay, so the first thing that you need, the items that you need, the first thing is your fabric itself, because this is what we are going to be using to wrap our notebook. Now after that, you're going to be needing the textbook. Of course, you need a textbook. So I chose this old one because I want to give it a new look. By the time I'm done with this textbook, you won't believe that it's as old as this. Now you need your top bond. This is going to be a glue that will bind the fabric with the paper. So I need you to get a top bond or a glue that is as effective as this, that can work on the paper and also on the fabric. Now you need your pencil to mark out your lines. You need your ruler to rule out your lines as you go on. And lastly, okay, second to the last, you need your paper. A white A4 paper or cardboard paper will do for you. So that is what you need. And of course, you need your scissors. This is going to be used when you are cutting. You need the scissors to cut out, to trim out. And also, yes, let's not forget, you need a brush. This brush is going to be used to apply your glue. You can actually use your hand, but if you don't want your hand to get messy, you can use a brush. Now, the first thing you have to do is to fold your fabric. Here, we are going to be measuring the exact amount of fabric that we need for the notebook. Now, look at this. The point where it is folded, you place the fabric on fold. That point where it is folded, that is going to be your midpoint. That is where you are going to be putting your textbook, the midpoint of your textbook or your notebook. That's where you're going to be putting. So ensure that you leave the space at the top and you leave a space at the bottom, just as you are seeing in the video. Leave a space at the top and at the bottom. And you should also leave about 1 inch at the sides, because we're going to be folding this inward. We're going to be folding it inward. So you need a bit of amount of, fabric at the edges. The 3 sides that you're seeing in the picture, we need fabric. So just go ahead and cut out the right amount that you need according to the size of your notebook. So I'm using a big notebook. So I don't know the size that you might want to use. Just ensure that the sides have enough fabric to fold them inward, because that is what is going to be holding the notebook with the fabric together. Now, as you have seen in the picture, in the video rather, I spread it open. So you're going to be working on the wrong side of your fabric. Do not forget the wrong side of the fabric. Now, before I spread it open, I'm going to notch the midpoint of my fabric. This is going to be a point that would indicate. So just use your scissors to make an incision. Cut it out a little bit. You can see that V shape that you have is what we call the notching. So put an incision to indicate the sign or to indicate the point where you're going to be placing your notebook on. That is the midpoint of the fabric. So it's on that midpoint of the fabric that you're going to be placing your notebook. See that? Now when you're placing, ensure that you have enough space, about 1 inch at the bottom and at the top of your fabric. See what I'm doing? Just place it exactly as you have seen in the video. Place it like that. There should be space at the top and there should be space at the bottom. If you cut your fabric correctly, you get this result. Now, we are going to be working with the first side of the notebook. Spread it open. The back layer, the back of your notebook, spread it open and bring out your gum. See the way I placed mine? Bring out your gum and your brush. Now you apply the gum on the fabric, directly on the fabric. apply it, spread it across all the areas that you're going to be pressing into the hardcover of your notebook. So spread it, let it be evenly distributed. You can as well spread it across the paper, the hardcover as well. It's just to give you the best results. Just ensure that it is well spread across the fabric. If you are doing this, make sure that it's neatly done. Now carefully fold it in and use your hand to spread it. Carefully fold it in, use your hand to spread it. Make sure that it lays flat on the paper. Spread it in and do it neatly. Do not let it shift along as you're doing this. Make sure that it's sitting well on it. Now you go on and you're going to be cutting through the midpoint. Now look at what I did. That line, as you're seeing, the line where the hardcover stops, we're going to be cutting it out on the fabric just as I have done. You indicate it exactly on that line. You cut it a bit, not too much, just enough to open. No, see what I'm saying? Just enough for you to be able to fold in the side of the bottom and the top part of the fabric. You can see that my scissors is directly on that line. Now be careful not to cut your paper. Be careful not to cut it beyond where it should stop. So then you take your gum, as you have done for the side, spread it evenly. Let it be well passed across on each of the sides. As well, do it on the fabric, do it on the paper, and make sure that it goes all the way around. Then you fold it in as we did for the first one. Fold it in carefully and you press with your palm. Press with your hand. Let it lay and be flat, making sure that there are no creases, there are no sides bulging out. We want a neat job. Yes, you do it as though you are a professional, such that whenever anyone sees this notebook, it wouldn't be obvious that it was done by a kid. Do it well. I don't know if you're going to be if there's going to be an exhibition for this project, but make sure that you do it well such that your own project would be the best. So you just continue to spread it across the fabric and also on the hardcover. Now when you are done doing this, just gently press it in as you have done for the other sides that we did earlier. Press it in and let it slip nicely, laying flat on the paper. Now, as you can see, we are done with the first side. Yes, I told you guys it's very simple and interesting. We are almost done, sincerely speaking. All right, so we are done with the first part. Now, I want you to flip up your book to the other side carefully and proceed to the other side. The same way we did for the first side, I want you to repeat the process exactly as you have seen in the video. Do this now.
When I think about the things that you've done, my imagination has turned to reality. Oh my God, you do this one, you do this one, When I think about the love that you've shown me, my imagination has turned to reality. Oh my God, you do this one, you do this one, hey, testimonies overflowing.
Alright guys, we are almost done with this project. Now you're going to fold in the remaining piece that holds the center of your notebook. You're going to press it inward into the text, into the notebook. Raise up your notebook a bit and apply the glue. Then you press that part inside just to give it a neat finishing. We don't want that part bulging out from our notebook. So see what I did, just like that. Carefully apply it like that. Yes, that is it. So with that, you are done with the fabric part of this project. You are done with it. Now the next thing you want to do now is to place Yeah, see that, guys. The book is coming to life. I really cannot wait for you guys to show me what you did. Now look at this. When I have this book, no one can compete with me because I'm the only one in the whole world that has this particular Ankara and this particular print, this particular notebook. Yes, that is just it. Now we're going to be finishing up this project by closing up our rough lines. We do not want our rough lines to show. We don't want people to see the rough edges of the fabric. And in order to secure it well from opening or splitting open along the line, so use your ruler to indicate the midpoint of your A4 paper or your cardboard paper. So you place it open like that, then you cut it out. Cut it out with your scissors. Go ahead and cut it out with your scissors. Make sure that it's evenly cut and it's equal. Very important that it is equal. Now you carefully place it on the part that you want to sew, the first part of your book cover. You carefully place it on it to see if the measurement is equal, and you align it just the way you want it to appear by the time you are done with the gluing part. Align it carefully. Now we see that this is what we want and this is how we want it to be. Then we go ahead and apply the glue on the wrong side, the side that you want facing the hardcover, the side that you want facing the cover that we are going to be closing up. So you apply the glue on all the sides, apply it evenly distributed on all the edges, especially because we need the edges to lay flat. So be generous with your glue. Apply it carefully on the edges. You can also put it in between. Yes, you can put it in between. When you're sure that the edges are well covered, put the glue in between such that there is no part bulging up. We need it to lay flat and be neatly done. Yes, emphasis again on neatness. So you do that now. Now when you're done with that, so the particular gum that I am using, it dries out fast. So I do not need to blow hair on it. I don't need to blow any air on it. So if yours requires you to blow air on it, blow it and place it directly. You know, the measurement that we have done earlier, you already have a view of what you want to get or what you want to do. So that's the essence of placing it earlier on. So you place this exactly as you did at first. Place it right there like that, neatly seal out. Spread your palm across the edges, let it lay flat, seal it up, let it be neatly done. If there's a part that is still bulging out, go ahead and apply your glue to give you the nice sitting, well sleeky design. Yes, we need to lay flat. Now the next thing for you to do is to do to the other side exactly as you did for the first part. You measure it and see how you want it to be. Then you put your glue, take your brush and your gum, put it directly on the edges generously. Yes, generously spread it all across. Let it not be too much on one side and the other side is lacking. Ensure that all the sides are well covered with the glue that you're using. So spread it well. And I also told you that you can put it at the center as well, the center of the paper, so that it will give you the best result. And when you're done with this, then it is time for you to proceed. Go ahead and place your paper on the other side of your book notebook cover. You can place it right there neatly. Again, neatly, gently. You don't need to rush. You do not need to rush. So just place it in that manner, making sure that it sits well across the part that you need to cover. Now, you can see that I'm not just placing it anyhow. You have to ensure that it covers the edges of the notebook, of the fabric. Yes, the edges of the fabric, the raw edges of the fabric. We do not want it exposed. We do not want people to see the finished point. So we want it to be hidden and well done. Yes, guys, we are done. Finally. Yes, this is the end of this project. Now, I told you earlier on that my glue is very effective and it dries out fast, so I do not need to spread it in the sun or hair dry it. So if yours requires that you give it a little time for it to dry up, then it is now is the time for you to do that. Let it dry, do not rush it, so that it won't split open. So let it just dry out, and once it is dried, guys, you're good to go. Now you have your well done Ankara notebook. Yes. Now, I used this Ankara print fabric. You can go ahead and use any other print. Yes, not necessarily Ankara fabric, as long as it's a fabric that absorbs glue. Just you can use any fabric that absorbs glue. Now my notebook is back to life anytime I'm going out. And the funny thing about this, guys, I have a dress made with this fabric, so I can actually twin with my dress and my notebook. Yes, that's the uniqueness of this. I am the only one in the world that has this particular design. No one has it again. So when you do yours as well, you will be the only one that has the particular design. All right, guys, this is the end of our class. I hope you learned something. Bye.